Hey everyone! First of all, I just have to say how insanely proud I am of each and every one of you for just rocking your program. I know we're early on, but seriously, setting this foundation and setting the tone and starting to instill or continue or grow and enhance all of these habits and behaviors that lead to just amazing health and wellness on the inside and of course out is just phenomenal. And I know I can speak for all the other coaches that are helping co-lead this group as well, but we are so insanely proud of you. So keep on keeping on. So as promised, with some of you that were on the kickoff call or maybe had watched it back a little bit later, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Farrell York, and I'm one of the coaches that is co-leading this group. And I'm super pumped to be able to do that with you and to be on this journey right alongside you and link in arms while we're just really becoming the best versions of ourselves and continuing to do so. So thank you for letting me be a part of this. And I am, again, like I said, just super excited to talk about all of the things that are integral in helping us really instill this lifestyle that serves us best and allows us to allows us to become the person that I believe God created each one of us to be. Beth and Brett did such a fabulous job of jumping on and talking about Portion Fix earlier that I wanted to just jump on and talk just a little bit about 2B Mindset. I know that I had shared with some of you on the kickoff call, as I was stating earlier, that I would do that for you. And I'm finally feeling like I'm really starting to be on the mend from just being down and out for a couple of days. So I wanted to hop on and share a couple of thoughts. So number one, I too love Portion Fix, and that really, really works for me. But I also have just a really, really deep love for 2B Mindset as well. And so personally speaking, I actually went through both programs, as a lot of us did, and have and may continue to do so. And so for me personally, what I do is I tend to actually marry the two groups together. And so I really just want to spend a little bit of time talking about 2B Mindset as a whole right now. And then I'll talk a couple of strategies that I utilize to try to help with things like out to eat, traveling, and just the way that I think about planning my day when it comes to nutrition as a whole, that were really inspired by 2B Mindset. Neither one of our nutrition programs, whether it is the basic nutrition that comes with your pack, or whether it's Ultimate Portion Fix, or whether it's 2B Mindset, you guys, none of them are more important or better or anything like that than the other. It's just that each of you are created to be the unique individual that you are, just like I'm created to be the unique individual that I am. And the thing I love about our programs is that you really can find what works for you. And I really encourage you to do that. And the other thing that I've learned through a couple of seasons of life is, when our bodies change, sometimes the way that we fuel them and the programs and the strategies and the things like that we've used in the past, sometimes we have to change that up a little bit. So do what speaks to you, small sustainable changes along the way, and then just constantly reassess and see where are you and how are you feeling about things. But don't be afraid to reach out to your coach and, just to one another and so on, to maybe make that a little bit more specific and tailored specifically to you. That's the beauty of our programs, is it's not just, hey, here's the program, here's the videos, now go to town. No, the beauty of it is that you have mentors that have certified with these programs and that are doing the same practices right alongside you, that are willing to try to really help and step in and tailor a program that really works for you. So that's kind of why I'm where I am with using both of those programs and using them in conjunction with one another. So 2B Mindset, let's talk just a little bit more about that. So it is a really very interesting type of program, and the thought process is based on, the reason it's called 2B Mindset is it's actually focused on 4 main thought processes. And so Ileana, the creator of the program, calls them the 2 bunnies, and so it's the 2 bunny mindset. And so the thought process is that if you can do these 4 things, that then you can slowly transition your mindset, and as your mindset shifts, then obviously we know what happens inside comes out, right? And so I really enjoy that part of the program. And so the 2 bunnies, the thought process is that water first, veggies most, and then daily scale, and then tracking everything that you put into your body and fuel your body with. So for me, water first is great. I absolutely love that. I think that's something that is important in any type of nutrition or wellness lifestyle. Ileana takes it just a little bit step further, just as Autumn takes it a little bit step further in Ultimate Portion Fix. And so water first, meaning first thing in the morning, you consume your water, you have water before every meal, and you're consistently hydrating yourself throughout the day. The other part of that is the veggies most, so water first, veggies most. Ileana's concept and thought process is that we really as a society don't get enough vegetables into our nutrition fueling our body, which I completely agree. So her thought process is that veggies are always going to kind of be your go-to, and you want to think about how you're getting those into your nutrition. For me, the way I adapt that is I literally think about, okay, veggies, even though I personally on a daily basis I use my green portion to portion my veggies, I still think about my veggies first. Where am I going to get them? If I'm needing a snack, I'm thinking about my veggies first. I even go so far as to, whenever I am going out to eat, or I might be in a situation where I might be just a little bit more tempted to make choices that don't support my goals, my long-term goals, I actually will eat the veggies before anything else on my plate. And so it is incredible how much that helps you, because what do we know about vegetables? They're very nutrient dense and they fill you up. So water first, veggies most, and then weigh daily and then track. And so as far as the daily weight goes, I'm just going to be really vulnerable with you here and just let you know I come from an eating disordered background. And so the daily weight thing for me was really difficult. However, it has really taught me that all the scale is an objective number that helps you measure how your body is processing what you're fueling it with. So you go to the doctor, they take your blood pressure, right? It's an objective data or a piece of information that helps you understand what's happening inside your body. The scale is the exact same thing. So as much as that was difficult for me, and I'm not necessarily always an everyday, I tend to be more like a couple of times a week so that I can, keep track of things and try to see, okay, if there's changes that I've made in my nutrition, how does my body respond to that? But that's up to you. However, I do have to say it was going through that process was challenging for me, but incredibly healing. So that's that thought process. And last but not least is tracking. And you guys, I think tracking is key, period. Now, in the beginning, I think it's really important to very much track, and I actually still track. And so I was going to show you the 2B Mindset Tracker book, pretend it's right here, but we are in the midst of a bit of a remodel here at the York household, and I went downstairs where we have everything kind of in our lower level. We were getting ready for more carpet on our upper level, and I could not find my book. I don't use my book, my hard copy, very much anymore. I tend to do things pretty digital, and so I track using the nutrition app that Beth had talked about in her nutrition video, and then also in our kickoff call. Now, I actually track with Portion Fix. That works better for me. But if you want to solely track 2B Mindset because that's where you're all in at right now, please reach out to your coach. They can help you set that tracker so that it allows you to be able to go in and log via 2B Mindset. So it's just a little bit different tracking way. And so either one is totally fine. You just, again, want to find what works best for you. Now, the tracking thought process is just like in any other new type of nutrition thought process. Number one, It helps you really be accountable, because I don't know about you, but sometimes, I'm watching The Bachelor and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what's going on? And the next thing I know, I've eaten like 2 cups of popcorn and I'm not even aware. Well, if I'm tracking it, I'm really a lot more aware and cognizant of what I'm doing. And so that part I think is really, really helpful in that respect. And then also just from a planning perspective, and the accountability side of that is really important. So those are the primary 2 bunnies from To Be Mindset. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about is she, instead of using the portion cups that go along with Autumn's Portion Fix program, she actually talks about how to plate your food. So you look at your plate and you determine, I love this, and I use this part too, you determine what fuel you put in your body based on what time of day and what other activities you have to go throughout the rest of your day. So for example, in the morning, To Be Mindset would ask you to fill your plate with half of the plate being fiber-filled carbohydrates, and the other half being protein. And then of course, because of veggies, if you can throw a veggie, say, into your omelet or something of that nature, she considers that extra credit, because you need those fiber-filled carbohydrates because they're at the beginning of the day and you're gonna need them for energy to kind of get yourself going, but you need the protein to sustain that. And so then, having said that, let's say we're talking about plate it at the end of the day. At the end of the day for dinner, you don't need those fiber-filled carbohydrates. So instead, what you would do is you would divide your plate and you would have veggies for 75% of your plate, and 25% of your plate would be protein. So I won't go into all the other little details, because if you're in To Be Mindset, you are already getting all of that training from Ileana. But again, I use that thought process. So again, thinking about food as it was created and what it does for us to fuel, if it's the end of the day and I know I'm kind of winding down and I'm asking my system to start to wind down and chill out for the evening so I can sleep and rest and recover and produce all the hormones and cellular changes, brain burp, cellular changes that I'm asking for overnight. That's what happens at night, as we rest and recover and recharge. And so in order to do that, I need to kind of power down. I don't really need those fiber-filled carbohydrates to give me energy, because I'm not needing that for my body. Unless, of course, I'm gonna get in a workout at the end of the day. And then if I'm gonna expend energy in an evening, then I might need to have that snack before that gives me a little burst of energy. So I love that side of To Be Mindset that kind of talks about the why behind some of that and how you can kind of plan your meals. So water first, veggies most, daily weight, and tracking, and just really being very mindful of what your serving sizes look like based on the time of day and the needs that you are asking from your body for the rest of the day's activities. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, I love this, obviously for travel, because like Beth had said, I don't travel with my little cups, but having said that, I would really recommend measuring your food in your cups and not always just eating out of the cups and pouring it in a container, so that when you are out to eat, you kind of have an idea. So if I'm thinking plate it method and it's in the evening and I'm thinking, okay, I need 75% of my plate to be vegetables, I know that that's probably like a green and a half, maybe even 2 greens in the evening. I have an idea of what that looks like on my plate. So it kind of helps you get an idea of what visually those portion sizes look like. And so again, for traveling too, it just sort of helps you maybe make what I call better bad choices, meaning I want you to enjoy it. You want to treat yourself, but it just needs to be something that you really are thinking about. Like it's a treat, right? And so once you've had that treat, then that's great. And it's time to move on and get right back on track. And so a lot of times with travel, you can really kind of adapt that To Be Mindset just a little bit easier sometimes than the Portion Fix. So again, I know I talked a little bit about both, because for me, I really do marry the two together. And of course, if you have any questions about any of these, or maybe you chose to do the basic nutrition program and you're like, okay, after hearing Brett and Beth's video about Ultimate Portion Fix, and after hearing this video about To Be Mindset, maybe I need to actually go ahead and learn a little bit more about these programs, reach out to your coach. They will absolutely help you and get you started on the right path. So again, you guys are crushing it. We're super proud of you, and have an amazing rest of the week, and just really enjoy every single step of the journey, you guys, because every step matters. It's part of the story, it's part of the journey, and it's teaching you something every step of the way.